like you're living two separate lives inside of a relationship? You don't even know your partner anymore and you're just kind of doing your own thing and they're doing their own thing? Well, I'm Suzette the Marriage Warrior, and I'm going to teach you why that's not helpful and what to do about it. Because living two separate lives inside of a relationship can be very toxic just in its nature, okay? We are created to live our own life because we all have a destiny, we all have a journey, and its purpose to do something specific to us as individuals. But when we partner with someone, you have to feel that you are joined with that person while you're on your journey individually. So there's a process called interdependency, and that's different than codependency. Codependency is we're in two separate lanes and you're always either in my lane, meaning my journey, or I'm in your lane and messing up your journey. And so the bottom line is to be able to have parallel individual journeys going the same direction and the comfort of knowing I've got somebody beside me, okay? And so that person beside you, in the interconnectedness of the interdependency that we're trying to create, is a sharing while we're doing our individual things, okay? So it's important that you respect one another's journey and purpose and destiny. It's also important that you know your own, because sometimes we're in relationships that we might know our purpose, but the person we're in relationship with doesn't know their purpose. Like you can see they have no destiny or no vision in their individuation. That can get very complicated. Then they're mad with us because we're doing our journey like our journey's supposed to be going along. And so you've got to define that first in order to maybe you got to help the other person get on their feet in their journey by asking questions of, what do you see yourself doing? What are your giftings? What are your desires? What do you see that you want to accomplish? If you see that they're not quite in destiny, and you are, because a lot of the conflict that comes up is you're all about yourself, you don't love me, whatever. It's things that they're saying because you're on your journey and they're not on theirs, or they don't feel purpose. A lot of times women that stay home with their children will start to speak this way because they are not really on their journey. They're on their children's journey, trying to, have the sacrifice of staying home with the children. So it's important that if you're a husband and you see that in your wife, that you tell her, honey, the child rearing is a role and you're doing the role great, but you as an individual have dreams and have life goals, and how do we get you on those while you're maybe staying home with the children? But you have to be willing to see that and then talk about it with her, and then making sure that your journey and destiny that you're on is not consuming you, because you have that natural ability to be tunnel vision. You got to remember that, and it'll consume you, and then you forget this person is here. And so it's like, how do we get back together on our parallel journey and not live separate lives? Well, again, it's got to be a communication. So you have to talk about, lead the communication of, we're kind of living separate lives. You're doing the kids, I'm at work, and I miss you. Just tell her, I miss you, and I want our lives to be more joined. And some of the ways you can do that is, you can start by doing different adventures. You can ask what's on the bucket list. Be able to start connecting again. Take her on a vacation or whatever you can do to start connecting. If she does have some things going on with the kids that are just overwhelming her, take the load off and get her. Convince her, influence her to go do something for herself. You'll get a different atmosphere with her, and the energies will be different if she is taking care of herself and feeling the weight off of her. Now, a lot of men will say, well, just get a babysitter. Well, a babysitter still has your wife on call, because, if something happens with the children, she's got to call the wife. If you are there and letting her go, she knows that you're going to be responsible with the kids because they're part of you, and she can literally take a breath and kind of do her own thing. Sometimes it's very hard to get women to move like this. But if she's not taking your influence, tell her, we're going to get help on this, because I'm not going to let your life purpose and destiny die just because we're raising children. I love you and I want you to be part of your own destiny. And then sharing in communication with conflict. I've done tons of videos on this. You need to look at them on how to confront things better to where y'all are not sweeping anything under the rug so that y'all can feel that y'all are going in the same direction together and you work on not outgrowing one another, because a lot of times that's what happened.